Okay, this video tutorial looks at the mathematical strand of networks, and more specifically, we're going to focus our understanding on identifying the shortest path. Okay, so what is a shortest path problem? So essentially, a shortest path problem is trying to determine the shortest path between two nodes. Okay, and there are two ways you can do this. You can either determine the length of each path simply by adding the lengths of all the connections within each path, okay, to get from one node to another, or you can use a certain method. Now, I'm not going to try and pronounce this name, but this is the method we're going to be looking at. So within this method, basically what you do is you assign a value of 0 at your starting node. All right. Once you've done that, you draw a box around it. Okay. Now you consider all the unboxed nodes, so basically all the other nodes that connect to the original 0 node. You label them with the minimum weight that it takes to get there from the starting node. All right. Basically, you choose the least of all the unboxed labels on the whole thing, and then you make it permanent by boxing it. And you repeat these steps 2 and 3 basically until you get to where you need to go. And then you backtrack and work out the shortest possible route. Now we're going to do an example of this in a minute, so hopefully that'll give you a bit more of an idea of what's going on. Okay, so here's a look at an example. It says find the shortest path from A, so we're trying to go from A to E. And we've got our weightings. All right, so the first thing we do is we assign A with a value of 0, which we've done here. All right, assign it with a value of 0. Now we need to look at the nodes that are connecting to A. The first one is B, and the next one is D. Okay, so B obviously is 4 going this way, and D is 3 going this way. Now 3 is going to be smaller than 4, so we put a box around D because that's the shortest amount of time. Okay. The next thing is we now need to consider where we're going from B and from D. Now, if we go from D to C, right, that has a value of 2, which means we get a value of 5 overall at C. All right. Or we can go from D to E. If we go this way, we get a value of 10. And obviously 5 is the shortest. All right. Also, we've got, if we go straight from A to B, it's a value of 4. So we now put a box around the 4, being the 4 being smaller than 5 and 10. So this is why we end up with a box here now, because this value is shorter than 3 and 5 and shorter than 3 and 7. But now we're looking at going from B to C. So we've gone from B to C. That gives us a value of 6 because we've gone 4 and 2. But 6 is less than 5. All right, so therefore this box here needs to stay as 5 because the shortest way to get there is 5. All right, we also have 4 and 5 gives us a value of 9. So we currently have E as a value of 9. It says the unboxed node at the smallest label is C. So you draw a box around it. So that's why we've got our box around C, because C's got 5. Okay, 5 being less than 6. And now all we need to do is check whether we can get from C being 5 to E, and we need it to be less than 9, because remember we had 9. 9 was up here, so that was our shortest route for now. But we're at 5, C's got 5, we add 3 to it, that gives us a total of 8. So therefore, the shortest route is actually from A to D to C to E, which gives a total of 8 units. All right. So we kind of try and box in the nodes when we can, looking for the shortest length to get there. So here's a bit of a practice question I'd like you to have a go at. Basically, you just need to try and get from A to O in the shortest length possible. All right. Please feel free to pause the video, and once you think you've got the answer, we'll continue the video and see how you went. Okay, so remember we start at our starting point, or a starting node, we put a value of 0, so we've got 0. We can go this way, which gives us a 1, or this way, which gives us a 2. So we know we're probably going to go in the 1 direction. All right, here. But then we need to work out, well, if we go this way, this node is going to have a value of 5. If we go this way, this node is going to have a value of 3. All right, and this way's obviously got a value of 2. And we work out the different values. And we always want to go to the shorter number. Okay, so it looks like we've worked out the different values. We've got, that gives us a 6. This will give us an 8, but we can get rid of that 8 because this way gives us a 7. So the shortest way to get to L is 7. We keep working along. Shortest way to get to C is 5. And then we could go to H, and that would give us 11, but we don't want to do that because we've already got a 6. That's the shortest way to get there. Shortest way to get here to I is an 8, because if we go the other way, we're going to have too big a value, so we don't want to do that. We've already got an 8 here, so we can ignore this section. We're not going through there anymore. We can get a 9 this way, but if we're at a 6 and we add 1, that gives us a 7, so we're not going to go that way either. Now, if we add 4 from our 7, we get 11, but we don't want 11 because we can add 2 and get 10. But we can add 1 and get 9 this way. But if we add 4 here, that gives us 13. We don't want 13. We're at 10, we add 2, that gives us 12. So basically, we're going to go from O back to N, back to I, back to H, back to G, back to F, and back to A. And so our shortest possible path is going to be this here with our 12 units. So remember, as a recap, we're just trying to find the shortest path possible by looking at the shortest amount of length to get to the different nodes until we finally reach our destination.